Friends, hi. Okay, so have you been walking around the stores, Dollar Tree, Walmart, all of the things, and you're seeing these all over the place, the solar lights? And I'm sure you're thinking, you know what? They're for outside. They're for your yard and for your pathways and all of the things. Well, I am here to tell you that we can make some super pretty decor pieces that are TikTok and Pinterest blow up worthy. I am telling you right now, we are going to make some decor pieces that are easy and then are also useful and look amazing. I also want to mention, yes, I got some of these at Dollar Tree, but with those price increases looming, I just say again, I encourage you to look for different sources where we get things because I went to Dollar General and Walmart and they both had the solar lights and they were cheaper. And then I found at Dollar General, check this joker out. $5. There's 6 of them in here. And it was for $5. So they are a little bit smaller. So you just have to look at the size and the container that you're going to be using. But anyways, friends, I am so excited to show you these awesome DIYs. And remember, stay to the end because I always post the last one is always my favorite. Okay, I think that's it. All right, let's get to these projects. So we're going to start with obviously some solar lights. I have a mason jar that I got at Michael's. I also have some liquid fusion. It's high, like heavy duty glue. I have some glass beads in 3 different colors. One's like an opaque, one's like a pretty light blue, and then the other is a darker blue. Got those from my sis with Berkshire Pickers. Thank you, sis, for that. So what I'm going to do is just open each of the packages and pour them all into a bowl and then mix them all up. Now, do you need to do that? No, because I wind up later just pouring them out on the table. Because when you do this, you want to kind of search for the right size for the space that you have, right? But you'll see here, I'm just mixing it up. You know, leave it to me to always make the project a little more complicated than it needs to be. You're welcome. All right, so I started with this little mason jar. Now, the reason why I like this mason jar is because it has no branding on it. There's no elevation. It's just smooth. And I started by just wiping it down with some rubbing alcohol, let it dry, and then I'm taking my liquid fusion, putting it on one of the beads, and then using some hot glue carefully, and put that on the wood bead, glass bead, and then you're going to put it on the jar. Now, don't do like I did and just go haphazard with it. You kind of have to have a little bit of a plan. I walked into this not having so much of a plan, and I paid for it by having way more spaces in between each of the beads. So just learn from my mistakes. See, I make the mistakes so you don't have to. You're welcome. So anyways, you're going to do this pattern throughout the whole jar. You're going to do, a little bit of liquid fusion or whatever your glue of choice is and hot glue. Now, what I suggest you do is try to go do a line around the whole top, then go and do the beads in between each of those spaces, alternate them, if that makes any sense. You get a little bit of a better pattern and you get a little bit less spacing. Sadly, I didn't do that as I mentioned, but it still looks amazing. Please don't misunderstand, but it's a little bit more haphazard. So there it is. I got them all on there. Hooray. And then I'm going to add some of the liquid fusion. I'm only going to do 4 spots where I do the liquid fusion because I want to also do hot glue because I want it to stick right now. I don't want to have to wait that many hours for the liquid fusion to actually dry. So I put that on 4 spots. Then I take some hot glue and I add that to the spaces in between the 4 spots of liquid fusion. Just so you know, if you put hot glue on the liquid fusion, it won't stick. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. User error maybe, but it doesn't stick. So word to the wise, don't do that. So then I take my solar light and I put that on top. I did take the little, you know how it has a little plastic kind of decorative piece on the bottom? I took that off. Then I decided that I wanted to make it look a little bit more nautical. So I took this is just jute, and I'm gluing, wrapping, and I go all the way up the threads, and there we go. Look at how pretty this is. What? And at night, it's the best. I mean, goodness gracious, right? Woo, I love it so much. Now that we've got some glam on the table, let's bring in red, white, and woohoo! This next one is festive little firecracker for your summer table. It's perfect for barbecues or cookouts and making your guests go, oh my goodness, wait a minute, you made that? Uh-huh. For this project, I'm using this cute little piggy thing I got at Dollar General. It was on clearance. I also have some floral foam. I have some this really cute solar light from Dollar General. I also have some florals that I had gotten from, goodness, my Christmas stash, also from Michael's. These ones I got from Michael's. This is what actually inspired the whole thing. All right, so I start by putting some stones in the bottom of our little piggy container just because it's really light and we want it to stand. Then I take my floral foam and put that in the center and I kind of drive it down so it goes into the stones. Then I'm going to take all of my florals off of the main stem just so that they're all single. I used 2 of these sprigs of blue flowers. They were on sale. All right, so here's that solar light. You want to make sure you take that little tag out and look how cute. These ones from Dollar General, you have to turn on. Even though it's a solar light, it has to be turned on. So there's that. You're also going to pull out the stake part. We're not going to use that. Perfect. So then we're just going to start building our bouquet. Again, you know how I struggle with florals, but I feel like I'm getting better and better as I do it. So that's a word to the wise to someone, that even if you struggle with something, you're not going to get better not doing it, right? You just have to just keep trying and keep honing your skills and asking people who know better or have walked that road, ask them how they do it or some advice. That's what I do. I ask my sis with Berkshire Pickers and she gives me advice all the time. Do I take it all the time? No. But she does have some good words of encouragement, I guess you'll say. So anyways, I had taken those little berries. Those were from my Christmas stash, and I put those in. And then I put the solar light in the center. And you'll see me keep testing it because I want to make sure that it's up high enough so you can see the light, but down low enough that it's not, sticking out really silly, right? Then I added some white flowers. And then after that, I decided that I wanted to add those, they're like sparkly bead, like berry kind of sprigs. So I decided to do those as well. Listen, I am not mad at this. Like these blue flowers just immediately sold me when I saw them in the store. Again, they were on sale, crazy cheap. So of course I had to get them. But I mean, look at how pretty. This to me screams summer. I love it. I think that this piggy thing, I had gotten it for 90% off last season. So yeah, I got it for like 90 cents. I know. So that's another tip for you, is always shop at the end of the season where you can get some really good deals. And Dollar General has them at the very end of the season where you can get stuff at 90% off. It's crazy cool. But anyways, so these are those berries I was talking about before. They have like a sparkle to them. I thought they'd be really pretty. So I just kind of took them off of the main stem and I actually cut them apart from the smaller stems too, just because I just wanted little pops here and there. I didn't need like a huge sprig. But anyways, look at, oh my goodness. I am so excited. I love that I see my skills getting better with doing the florals. They're not there yet, but I mean, goodness, right? Like so pretty, so much fun. And this is going to look great on a picnic table or my main table. I mean, come on. And at night, yes, please. If patriotic vibes light you up, wait till you see the next one. It is sweet and whimsical and absolutely perfect for children's rooms or a shelf display or anywhere that needs a soft little glow with a whole lot of charm. And best of all, we're using old holiday decor and upcycled materials. So here I have an empty tissue container from Dollar Tree. I also have, I'm going to be using these shipping labels. It has to have the true block or else you'll be able to see the design underneath. And that's the design I printed. And then I have this cute little holiday thing that I had in my stash. It's a solar light, believe it or not, but it was from Christmas, so we're going to use it. So the first thing I did, obviously, I printed this design. I made it in Canva. It looks like a crayon, but I put my child's name on it, and I trim it down. Then what I'm going to do is just I always make sure that it fits the way I want it to before I take the backer off, because we don't want to do all that work and have to redo it. So then I'm going to take the backer off of our design, and I'm just going to fold it down so that we can place it on the cylinder without it getting, it's not going to have to stick all over the place, right? We want to have some control here. So, and I'm actually putting it on the seam of our cylinder so that because I have a problem with straight lines, right? I can't cut them, I can't draw them, I can't put things on them. So that's why I'm using this. Perfect. So I'm using my little scraper. It's just a scraper that has felt on the edge. And all I'm going to do is just keep pressing the image down. And as I do that, it's going to pull the backer up and stick to the cylinder. And we're going to do this all the way around our old tissue container. The fun thing about this is that if you are not completely on, like if it's off just a little bit, we can fix it. So keep that in mind. So I went all the way around and it worked. I'm super excited, but I was off a little bit. So all I'm going to do is take my X-Acto knife and go around the bottom and just make sure that I get off any of that excess. See, again, there's no crafting emergencies, right? We can fix it. It's fine. So there's that. And then you'll notice that I put the design, I have a little bit of an overhang on the top. And the reason why is because then we're going to fold it in on itself. And because that's how it was with the original cylinder. It was just, the stuff was just folded over. And so that's what we're going to do with this one. Ta-da! Look at how cute this is. Quit it. So then I'm going to take some hot glue and I'm going to put a bead of it all the way around the inside. I'm going on the inside of that lip. I don't want the glue to be seen on the outside. So just going all the way around that. And then and thankfully I don't have to work as fast because I'm using my Ryobi hot glue gun, and the glue comes out like lava. It's crazy. So here's our solar light. I'm going to put that in. I'm going to make sure that it goes in so it is glued on those edges, and stop it. Like what? I'm so happy with it. All right, so then the next one, I'm going to make a little nightlight for my daughter Ellie. And so I found this little cup at Dollar Tree. It's like iridescent. I also have these little iridescent glass beads. They're ball, like round. And then I'm using one of these solar lights from Dollar General. It was a pack of pack of 6 for $5. So I'm going to make sure we take the tab out and make sure it works. You might have to charge it. You may not. And then what I'm going to do is take my jar and I'm just going to fill it with those glass beads. Is there a better way to do this? Maybe. But this is the way that worked for me. This is so simple. It's not even funny, but my children love it. They love it. So excited. All right, so there we go. We pour them all in there. And then I'm going to take my solar light, put the top back on it, and then I'm just going to kind of shimmy it around so that it goes all the way inside all of those glass beads. I kind of go back and forth with it, but there it is. It went all the way in. I put my hand on the top to make sure that it actually worked and I could see the light. Then I'm going to just take the lid and I'm going to take the straw out of it and just put the lid back on and stop. Look at this. Oh, so pretty. Love it. They love it, but look at it at night. Perfect night light, right? I love it. This next DIY takes basic mason jars and turns them into glowing tinted treasures. And yep, I'm giving up one of my favorite crafty secrets, how to tint jars without the dripping mess or baking. It's so easy, and guess what? It's washable. So we're going to use these solar lights. I got these at Dollar General. I also have some mason jars. These are just regular pint-sized mason jars. I also have some food coloring, and I'm going to be using dishwasher safe Mod Podge, and it's the regular glossy one. I have a couple bowls. I'm going to add my dishwasher safe Mod Podge to one of the bowls. Yes, I have my Mod Podge in a condiment container. Makes it so much easier. But then I put drops, whatever, of food coloring. I think I did 7 drops. This one is red, obviously. Stir it up. I'm going to do the same thing with the next one, which is going to be blue. You want to make sure that you really stir it well. So here we go with more dishwasher safe Mod Podge, another 7 drops of the food coloring. Again, we're doing blue, and mix it up. I'm using popsicle sticks to mix mine, but whatever floats your boat in stir apparatus you use. But there it is. Now the third one, I made a little mix up. I added just a little, I thought just a little bit of white paint to tint this. I shouldn't have. I should have just left it, but I did put white chalk paint in that one. You'll see later what I'm talking about on how I think it was just too much. But I'm using a dauber, and here we have our cleaned and wiped down with alcohol mason jars, and I'm using a dauber with our mixture, and I'm just dabbing it all over the jar. I'm not doing the bottom yet, so keep that in mind. There's a tip I'll show you in a minute, but I'm going to do the threads on it and everything. Do you have to do the threads? Probably not. You'll see later. I put the ring on it. I probably didn't need to do the threads, but I did. So here we have all of it but the bottom finished. And then what I'm going to do is use the bottom to stabilize the jar to put it down, and then I'm going to do the bottom. This way it's not as messy and you're not messing up the bottom and having to redo it. Ta-da! And we're going to do the same process with the blue. And again, I'm using a dauber. If you don't mind having, like, I liked the texture look to it, but if you wanted it more smooth, then paintbrush would be better. And then you're going to really let them dry. And here was what they look like. Are you kidding? Look at how beautiful they look. They're tinted and perfect. Now the white one, like I said, I put too much paint in. So see, it's like, I wanted it more opaque. I messed that one up, but that's okay. It still looks cool. Then I have my solar lights, and I'm just taking the bottoms off. Make sure you pull out the tabs and turn them on. And then this is so simple. I'm just dropping them in the mason jar, put the ring on it, and that was it. I called it a day because you know what? I just needed something super simple, and it worked. They don't fit perfect. They will pop right out if you turn the jar over, but it's okay. You could put these on your table. You could put them on your picnic table for at night. I mean, they're super pretty. I mean, seriously, right? I know. And here they are all together, but look at it at night. What? So pretty. And you could put fairy lights in them, or you could put like florals, whatever you want. It's a really fun decorative piece. And if you let them dry fully, you can hand wash them. They are also washable in your dishwasher after 21 days. Up next, let's bring it inside for a decor piece that is perfect for a living room or a kitchen or anywhere you want some pretty florals combined with a warm night light and a farmhouse charm. For this project, I used this cute sunflower solar light that I got from Dollar Tree. I also am going to use this picture I got from Dollar General. It says 12 bucks. I didn't pay that. I think I paid 90% off of that. And then I have this beautiful floral bouquet that I got from Michael's. Now, the first thing we're going to do with the picture is I'm just going to pull the florals out of it. Now, could I have used these? Yes, but I was looking for a more summer vibe, so I pulled them out, and we'll save them. We'll use them for a project another time. Then what I'm going to do is cut all of the florals off of the main stem so that we can have some variability and we can kind of move them around and make our own arrangement with them. But I like using these already done bouquets because, you know, I struggle with florals, and this helps me be able to have the colors already picked out. They're already there. I don't have to like try to mix and match all the different florals. It's done, and it gives me just a little bit more confidence in my floral arranging. So I'm putting the florals in, as you can see, and then I'm going to put that sunflower solar light in the center. And then I'm going to just start building my florals around that, making sure that there aren't big gaps or anything like that. Again, I love that I have the ability to use these bouquets because it just makes me feel like, okay, this looks pretty. They all go together and it didn't cost as much. And the other thing is, I don't know about you, but we lose power at my house often. Like often, at least once a month, we have power pop off. So this is going to be super cool so that we can put it on the kitchen table and then we don't have to worry because now we have some sorts of light. And the other thing is I don't have to leave my kitchen light on all night. Now I have a little night light, right? Super fun. And look at how pretty this came out. Are you kidding me? I am so jazzed about this. I think it looks so pretty. And you really, I mean, that solar light isn't really conspicuous, right? Like it doesn't stand out. It looks like it's like it was made for it. Or at least I think so. I'm pretty excited. Anytime I do a floral that I'm happy with because I'm not good at it, I have to shout it from the rooftops. All right, this next project has got nautical vibes written all over it. And this one can be a super special vacation memory piece. For this project, I'm using sand from my vacation at the cave. I'm also using, you could use those sand. You could just buy the sand from Dollar Tree. It's not a big deal, but I have the sand. I also have some shells. I have some nautical rope from Dollar Tree. I have this beautiful vase. And yes, I paid the price, but I got this solar light from Dollar General. It was $5. Oh, but it was so pretty. All right, so I started by just gluing the nautical rope to the bottom of our vase. And it's just glue, wrap, glue, wrap. That's all it is, right? One thing I did differently with this, because the nautical rope is so thick, is that once I went around, as I went to go to the second line, I actually fanned out the beginning of the nautical rope so that I could put the next line on top of it and it wasn't so bulky, if that makes sense. And then I just went around multiple times. I think I went around, I think it's probably 5 times, maybe 4 times, whatever. How many ever times you think that it looks good to you? There are no rules here. It's fine. There are no crafting emergencies. No big deal, right? Then we cut off the excess and then just glue down the rest of that. This project is so, all of these projects with the solar lights are so simple, but I don't know about you, but every once in a while I just need something super simple. I don't want to paint it. I don't want I don't want it to be complicated. I just want it to be fun and finish quickly so that I feel like I've accomplished something, right? So here I have a bunch of sand that I collected at a beach from the Cape when we were on vacation. And here's that solar light. And these solar lights from Dollar General, you have to actually pull out the tab and turn it on, believe it or not, even though it is a solar light. And you'll see here, I'm just kind of pressing the solar light into the sand just to get a feel for how much sand I need in it. Now, I originally started by doing this, and then I put the shells in after. And let me just tell you this. It is a little bit of a pain in the tushy to do it this way. You might start doing it by pulling the like take the solar light out and put your stuff in first. That's just an opinion. I wound up doing that after I spent the time trying to get all of the shells positioned. I just pulled the solar light out and then I just started putting shells in. And they're just all different shapes and sizes, whatever. I mean, these could be shells that you collect on vacation too. This could be a total memory piece. I mean, and you could layer it if you want, whatever. Sky's the limit, right? And then after I have all of those put in, then I kind of shimmy that solar light into the center. And then I added some driftwood that I had gotten from Dollar Tree. It's like tinted blue. I love it. It totally goes with this whole project. So I added a few of those, not a ton, but just a few. And holy Toledo, this made me so happy. And also, let me also add that the light on this flickers. It looks like it's a flame and it's worth the $5. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's worth it. But look how pretty this is. What? I know. I'm so excited. And it was so easy. And look at it at night, right? I know. Up next, I have alternatives to doing these the luminary and this beach one, just in case you wanted something super simple and a little smaller. So for this, I'm going to use some seashells. I also have some sand. Now, I have some sand from vacation, but you can buy the sand. I also have some of these glass beads and some covered mason jars and some, obviously, some solar lights. These ones are from Dollar General. They're the smaller ones. And again, if you don't have sand from vacation, you could just buy the sand from Dollar Tree or wherever. Now you're going to take the lids off of your mason jars, then take your solar light tag out, and I'm taking the stake off of it and make sure it works. Now what I'm going to do next is make sure it fits. It does. So what I did was I took a little hot glue and put a couple dots on the black part, not on the part that's going to get the sunlight and charge it, but just on the edge. And this is just to stabilize it so that we can put all of the fun stuff in it. So that's what I did. Do not expect it to stay there though. It's not gonna. Then I filled the jar with those luminary beads and I kind of shake it around just to make sure the beads get in there. Put the lid on and then we're gonna flip it over and look at, are you kidding me? So, was that not easy? Like, stop it, right? And it will charge because the glass is there. Now we're going to do the next one, same process. We're going to put the hot glue on the top, just on the black part, put it into our mason jar. And next, we're going to add some of the seashells. Again, if you want to add like I don't know, shells from your vacation or pebbles from your vacation, whatever. Whatever you do, just keep in mind that you want to make sure you don't fill the jar so much that it covers your light, because you want it to be a luminary, right? So I'm using cute little shells. You can buy these at Dollar Tree or Walmart or wherever. And I'm using this is just a dowel I'm using to kind of position them so that they look pretty, but truth be told, they're going to shift all over the place because you're going to put the sand in after this and it's going to shift. I also put some of this Dollar Tree, driftwood in. That made a nice touch. I took a piece of painter's tape and covered the very top so that the sand doesn't go into the light part. And then I fill the rest of it with sand. Again, I wanted to make sure that don't fill it so much that it covers your light. But there it is. I take the, you don't have to take the tape off. You could leave the tape on if you wanted. I took the tape off because I like to complicate things even more. Why not? And then I put the lid on the jar. By the way, these jars came from Michael's, but you could even use like a spaghetti jar if you wanted, whatever. And then I'm going to flip it back over and I kind of shake it around to make sure that all the shells are on the top. But look at it. It makes me think of like a boat in a bottle, right? Look at it at night. What? I'm so excited because these were so easy. Okay, I told you there was only 7, but guess what? There's a bonus. I'm going to share with you how to make lamps out of solar lights. I can't even wait for you to see this. Let's take these old lamps that don't work and make them into solar lights. Yes! Okay, so I had gotten these lamps at Goodwill. They don't work. You'll see at the end I had gotten a bigger one too. I also have a solar light. The solar light is from Dollar Tree. All right, so what I did was I am trying to take apart the lamp and I'm just unscrewing the top where it would get the light bulb. I'm unscrewing that and then I'm pulling the cord out. I did cut the cord off because again, it doesn't work, so why keep it there? So I just pop it off with my wire cutters and pull it all the way out. Interestingly enough, it had seeds in it. They must have had mice or something, I don't know. But anyways, we take that out and then I unscrewed the very top and I got off that little part that holds onto the lampshade, whatever that's called. And then I see that the whole thing, it won't come apart good enough for me to be able to really not use glue or anything. So we're going to leave those parts on and we're going to clean it. Now here's a little tip for you. If you're cleaning something and it has little nooks and crannies, I just took a stiff paintbrush, dipped it in water or soapy water or alcohol, and I went into those little nooks and crannies and it works like a charm. I know some of you are like, duh. Listen, I thought it was like groundbreaking. Anyways, so here we have it all cleaned up and you'll see I can put my solar light on top, but it doesn't stay good. So what I did was I took my hot glue and I put a nice thick bead on the inside of that part where the stake for the ground would go. I kind of filled it. I didn't fill it, but I put a goodly amount of hot glue in there. And then I'm going to put it back onto our lamp. And holy Toledo, it worked. I'm super excited. These are like wrought iron lamps. I got 2 of them, this one and a much bigger one. I did the same process with the bigger one. I am so jazzed about this. I've mentioned in other videos, we lose power often, and I like to turn lights off at night, but be able to have, like night lights and whatnot so people can walk around if they get up in the middle of the night. And these are perfect. They're stylish. And look at that big one. What? It looks so nice at night. Quit it, right? Oh, I'm so excited. Anyways, friends, thank you so much for watching. And I hope this inspires you. So there you have it. We had 7 super fun, easy DIYs that we could make with those simple solar lights that we could use in our decor or on your patio or on your picnic table. So versatile. I'm so excited that you got to be here with me. And tell me in the comments, which one was your favorite? You know which one mine was. Anyways, friends, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. And I'll see you next again, friends. See you next time.